What is going on? I'm zmoT, and whether you're enjoying your turkey with your feet up on the couch watching football, or if you're outside the US like me and you're stuck at work, or maybe you finished work for the day, I'm code zmoT. In all Supercell sources, it expires every 7 days, so you gotta put it in, and if you fat finger it, it comes up as smot or snot or all sorts of different things. So thank you for your patience and your accuracy. We are not going to be working on anything on the main base, but we will touch on something. It is Black Friday tomorrow, which means that in theory, that Cyber Trader is coming on Monday. And if you've never heard of the Cyber Trader before, do make sure that you check the cards up there, because although she has been nerfed, she has had some amazing deals. Absolutely amazing. So while you're putting in code zmoT, do check the trader, and there's a chance that you're going to get some magical things. So Cyber Trader probably in 3 or 4 days, or maybe she comes on Black Friday, which is in 12 hours from now, but I don't know if she's going to come on Black Friday and go away or come back, or just do keep an eye on that. Now, I have gone as far as I could at the 4 engine room level. I got into 17 and then just can't be bothered to play because matching 5s means you get crushed. So we're going to pick up all of our stuff, and then we are going to go forwards into 5, because 5 is better than 4. If you're a 3 who has been facing 4 engine rooms, you know you're just getting crushed. If you're a 4 facing 5s, you're probably getting crushed. So we are going to build a base, and this is the meta base. It's got like an engine room here and some things back here, and I'm just going to build it so you don't have to try and visualize things. And since you've got a little bit of time, and I just brought up an interesting topic, which is visualizing things, I wanted to mention something that I found out recently that is very weird. I've got this thing that is called aphantasia, and do Google it. I had no idea it existed until very recently. You guys have got your turkey day, so you've got some extra time to chat. So it's a thing where I literally can't picture anything in my head. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned it here before, but like literally nothing. Like that whole expression about picture the audience in their underwear, I just assumed it was an expression. I didn't realize that people could actually see things in their heads, which is a crazy thing to talk about, because I've read a ton of books, and when I go watch the movie, I say things like, that isn't how I pictured that person, and people could actually picture things and I can't. So very weird thing to figure out as an adult. I am not a teenager. I have lived the bulk of my life assuming that everyone pictured things the same, and it turns out you can't. So a very non-boom beachy thing. But I wanted to pass that along because it was only found out in like 1979 or something like that. A fairly newly discovered thingy-majigger, and I found it super interesting. So maybe you did as well, or maybe you knew all about it, but I sure as heck didn't. So I don't know how you people walk around being able to picture things. My mind would be blown like 99% of the day. All the innuendos I make, if they could actually register in my brain, would probably make my brain explode. But that's kind of neat. Just a little added bonus to the human condition. And yeah, look it up. There's a standard test where you picture a horse, and I have the best recall of anyone I know as far as knowing where something is on a page. I have been described as having photographic memory, and I literally can't see anything in my brain. If we go trail riding, I can tell you every bump, every feature of the trail, but I can't picture things. So very weird. I'm on a tangent, but it helped me build the base, which was somewhat helpful. And This base, I have no idea who it came from. I was talking to some of the Join It Own Risk people, Tarek and Remy in specific, so thank you folks. And they were saying this is the meta base. There are no fast times that they've seen against this base, strictly unless people have a hero. So we are going to build it, and I'm going to either figure out how to attack it myself, or someone's going to beat me with a good time, and I will steal their attack. Probably a combination of the two if I had to guess. And so, yeah, that's what I've got for you. And if you're new to the channel, this is not unusual. I tend to go on rambles. It's charming is what I like to tell myself. Or some of you, often I've asked my viewers if I should continue to give context or details, and the overwhelming response is ramble on. And I always think that's a CCR song, but I think it's Led Zeppelin, but then I'm going to get it wrong. It's kind of like when you travel somewhere where you're supposed to look left to cross a road and you start looking left and then it feels wrong. So someone's going to give me crap. And so hopefully that makes them feel good giving me crap, because I'm happy to be wrong a lot. We're going to place these things exactly where those people had it. I'm going to guess this goes more like there. And that's the base. Now, before we do an attack, notice that I've got 1.4 million upgrade tokens. We need to do some upgrades. And I know a bunch of you are taking adrenaline to tick 5. We are not going to be doing that. I am going to be getting a new troop at the 5 engine room level. Seems like rifles are better based on my limited knowledge, so that is step 1. Also, if we happen to go Kavan, which we're not going to, rifles would be good. There's going to be some heavies for me. There's going to be a doom cannon for me, and then there's going to be some shock mines. That's my basic approach right now, and we're going to get rid of all of this stuff except for maybe one of that, and we're going to change our artillery approach, and we're going to hopefully get into 18. 18 seems like the new 17, seems very easy at the 5 engine room level from what I've seen and what I've heard. And we are up against a 4, and I'm going to get rid of these rifles because I don't know how to use them. I'm kind of tempted to, you know what, let's just try the rifles. Let's just give it a go and see how this goes. Might be an awful idea, but let's just see how this shakes out, shall we? We're going to get you about there trying to get all of our rifles with all of our crystal shields, and we're going to drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back there, just getting rid of some things. And then because our rifles are moving forwards at a fairly slow pace, we're probably going to flare into about there just to get a little bit of a spready spread. And that should basically do it, I think. Now, 90% of the time, if I was using warriors, I would get like 3 minutes 2 on this base. This is my first ever rifle approach, so I don't know exactly how this is going to go. And I also don't know if I should be flaring towards that final engine room. But that's what I'm going to do. We're going to drop a couple artillery. You know what, let's just drop 3 artillery on there, and we'll just get all of our rifles. And for not having a clue how to use rifles, that went pretty smoothly. We got a 258. Wu-Tang Camp. By the way, on my outro, do stick around. That, of course, is Wu-Tang. It is a dude who made the Wu-Tang, full Wu-Tang album on a kazoo, I believe it was, or something crazy. Asked him if I could use it. He said yes, and that was a very, very long time ago. And this right here, this battle is why 18 is very much possible, because Wu-Tang Camp, even though they have great taste in music, is going to have to go on a long, long walk. Against a 5, you're probably going to get like 2 minutes 45 or slower, and against a 4, you're probably going to get 2 minutes 45 to 3 minutes 14, somewhere in that neighborhood. Picking up a win, getting back into 17 slowly but surely, and don't call me Shirley. Is that Airplane or Leslie Nielsen? Or that's I'm not that old. Let's just be very clear here. I said I'm not a teenager, but I'm also not a boomer. I am a boomer, but not a boomer. So let's go here. And this is going to be the interesting part. And what I've been told is 1, 2, we're going to get rid of that mortar right there. That is key number 1. We're going to send these guys, let's go like this, and and we're going to send all of these guys over to that left-hand side. And I dropped my crystal shield in the wrong spot, and all of these 5 boats are going to go left, which is going to hopefully go fairly smoothly, and we are going to just let those cryos do their work. And then once that machine gun goes down, we're going to get the rest of these guys on the right, and let's get rid of that flamethrower, and let's get rid of that flamethrower. And then we'll drop these guys over here. Let's get some friendly this stuff. And those guys went the wrong direction. So battle number 1 at the 5 engine room level. Probably should have thrown a flare into the middle somewhere. Not getting great value here. Let's just use all of our artillery on this left-hand side, because we're going to have to do a long walk of shame in a terrible, terrible fashion. This is not the way to attack. This is awful, and that's kind of one of the neat things about moving from one engine room level to the next, is that sometimes you make mistakes and sometimes you completely and utterly screw up. So now we've got to rely on, what is that, 4, 5 are riflemen to do all of the dirty work. These guys are not going to make it. They are going to be late. Needed to get a flare, and I fell for the oldest spacing trick in the book. 5 engine rooms is going to test you. 4, the layout was fairly straightforward. 5, it is a little bit trickier, and I pooched it. Pooched it. So I kind of like that. I know that a bunch of you were complaining about 5 not being a super fun or fast. I kind of like that. I like the challenge of it. And there's a lot of 4s out there, so we don't have to worry about it too much. This looks just very straightforward. So let's just go something like this, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you guys get the benefit of that stuff. And we're going to hold a little bit here. I am going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back here, because all of that stuff should be taken care of by the artillery. And I kind of hate the fact that there's no building health in this tree, because it means that the math is just straightforward boring. But, oh, look at this. We got some guys going left. At least one dude going left, which is kind of helpful. Let's get rid of you. Throw an artillery there, and maybe an artillery there. And I have screwed up this attack as well. But I shouldn't have to care too much, because our opponent is not going to be all that terribly fast if history repeats itself. And now we've got some rifles going in the right direction, and an artillery, and starting to artillery buildings as opposed to engine rooms is a big, big change at the 5 engine room level. And that attack was mediocre or mid at best, and Skib has run away. Pretty sure that I have lost to Skib at least once this season, and they have forced... Nope, they didn't force quit. A Brick is going to hit that boom mine, but she had a little blue shield, so even with Brick, we have picked up the win. So 5 engine rooms, just showing that not spending on Brick working out pretty well. Unless, of course, you spent on Brick and got into 18 or 19 early on. So I guess there's a learning point right there. If you're contemplating Brick right now, don't. If you have Brick already, it's a different story. But if you're contemplating Brick, just go to 5. Go to 5, go to 5, go to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you guessed it, 5. And then getting this stuff early on so that our dudes and ladies are protected. All of that stuff's going to go left. We're going to get rid of that sniper tower in that corner, as we talked about. You know what? I'm kind of tempted to get rid of that mortar too, but I think we should be generally okay. And we're just going to hang out in here, and we're going to head to about there, I think it seems like a decent spot. And that should get our troops maybe to do a little Splitsville, and then hopefully, there we go. We've got the split that we wanted, and now we can use that active flare to get all of our troops into some decent spots. They're going to go there. Some of them are going to turn the wrong direction, which is not going to be the worst thing in the world, because we're going to throw a smoke over there and a you guys over here. And let's get rid of you and get rid of you. And that shield is still active, and we're going to get rid of the flamethrower. And then, come on, send some of them back. There we go. We got some troops going to the back. That is wonderful. Now we just need one more building to fall so we can drop one of those. And it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. We're trying to be fancy. We're trying to do good things. The biggest takeaway I've got for you here is that 5 engine rooms is far better than 4, and that you need to start throwing your artillery towards buildings instead of engine rooms. My attacks definitely need some work, but so do Braden's, and we are definitely going to beat Braden here, which is wonderful. I guess also throw some tokens into Riflemen. That is the next takeaway, and that right there looks like all of them are going to go left. That flare is slightly left of where it needs to. Oh, actually, Braden, I'm impressed. I thought the way that my eyes measured that, they were all going to go left, but Braden knew better than I did, so a little bit of a learning point there too. And Braden is going to take the base down, but my goodness, it is not going to be speedy. And one quick note, I do have 50% troop damage. Most people at this point have 40% because I got this node right about there because I was trying to unlock that 4th engine room. I didn't know how to do math. If you saw my how to not start a warship season, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We're at the 17-minute mark. We'll do one more because I rambled. I hopefully taught you a new word. And do let me know if you happen to Google the horse, the aphantasia test, let me know if you're a 1 through 6. My wife can see the horse, can smell the horse, can touch the horse. A bunch of my friends are a 6, some of them are a 4. I've never met anyone else that is a 1 or a 0. And I'm not kidding, I literally can't picture anything. I can't picture your mom. I can't picture my mom. I can't picture, like, my wife. I can't picture anything. Do we dare use rifles here? I'm going to go back to the old apple cart or whatever that expression is. How I've been doing these battles is kind of like this. We're going all of these guys into close and personal. We're dropping here. I'm getting a bunch of GBE. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for that back little section. And then as soon as that flamethrower's gone at the front section, we're going to flare over to about there. That is going to get us onto that engine room. Don't need to worry about anything else really at this point. And then we're going to flare back, and I'll throw like a smoke there. And then we'll throw like a smoke there. And should I throw another one of my crystal shields? Probably, but we're just going to hope that we don't lose too many warriors along the way. And we're going to drop a smoke and a smoke and a smoke, and that should get us onto that engine room. And then as we hit those mines, we're going to throw one more of those things, and we're going to end up not fizzling, I hope. Oh, man. Ugh, we fizzled. Okay, I haven't fizzled in a long time. That was a giant mistake on my part. 5's not always good. I tried to rush it a little bit. Probably shouldn't have done that, but I'm okay with that because mistakes are... That attack in general works very well. I just did not execute it well, and so there's some stuff for you. There's some things for you to chew on in case you don't have any turkey. By the way, do let me know what your favorite weird thing is at turkey dinner. My parents always, or my mom, my grandma always made a dessert called ambrosia, which is like, I think it's like Jello and pineapple and marshmallows, or it's one of those weird things that I think every family has a weird thing, and at least mine's not one of those mayonnaise salads. So that's it. I shall talk to you soon. I'm Zed, and I know it's not Thanksgiving for most of us, but Canada has a Thanksgiving. I'm sure whatever country you're in has something where just a different meal where family gets together, where that's not Christmas. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. Cyber Trader, Mega Crab, Warships, etc. I'm zmoT, Season 82. Talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. Peace.